Welcome back. We're back with Som Seif. He's Chief Executive Officer, of course, of Purpose Investments. This time for a conversation about cryptocurrencies on a day when, once again, Bitcoin has set a new all-time high of more than 98,000 US per coin. And you like the setup for cryptocurrencies at this juncture?
I would say that with a little caution. I mean, I think the run that we're seeing right now is always a little bit, you get nervous whenever you see these type of things. And I mean, if you've had enough experience in markets, these things generally have, either a continued run up, but ultimately can see some consolidation. And I think the backdrop generally for what's happening in crypto is quite positive. There's sort of two catalysts. One is, of course, the election. Crypto was a big part of the conversation. But the biggest thing is really you're seeing a very different tone of, call it from a regulatory perspective. A lot of the call it, no, don't touch the crypto space, specifically in the banking sector and other areas, are actually going to come off. And that will allow the industry to sort of have all the headwinds against it actually come to, potentially tailwinds. So that's a huge positive. I think the market's speculating on what that could mean. It's a time for the industry to start to build and do the things that they've been kind of somewhat restricted to for some time. I think the second thing is that, what specifically when you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the largest. It's the thing that everyone talks about when they talk about crypto. There's so many other components that are really exciting of crypto, but Bitcoin is a social experiment in its sense, and it's an asset that has gone from the fringe and more have been going to the core. And I've talked about this before, Paul. That the reality is that every single time we look at Bitcoin over the last couple of years, it gets more and more to the core of what an asset is. And today, coming out of this the election, you're now seeing it no longer as this, call it fringe, illegitimate asset. It's now something that people are making real allocations to. And that is a very powerful thing when it comes to social supply and demand fundamentals. And that's really the principle that I think is driving the price. And it is like, it's not about 98,000 or 40,000 or $500,000. It's all about what is the ultimate denominator issue. You've got a fixed denominator issue, and you've got a very interesting kind of demand.
That's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, is what you're referring to. You say that it's moving from the fringe, but it was early crypto ETFs have existed in this country for some time. Your company has several that it offers to investors. They became legit and approved by U.S. regulators early this year. So we've really seen crypto, by the time this year began, isn't it fair to say that cryptocurrencies had at least exited that fringe status?
No question. I mean, I think it happened many years ago when we launched the first one in the world, but I'd say that fundamentally, yes, when America opens up, then that's a big thing. But the difference is that it was sort of done in a way with like a tippy toe in with the ETFs. They still didn't allow options. Companies were still regulated to not touch them. Banks couldn't ultimately take deposits and structure anything around them. Like, they couldn't trade them. They couldn't hold crypto. So the market was still, call it, restrained. In many ways, that's coming off. So options just got listed this week in the United States. The banks will now start to be able to engage and take deposits from crypto companies. They will start to work with them and start to trade with them. All of this will occur such that now the kind of ubiquitous component of ownership and exposure can become much bigger. So yes, ETFs was a big catalyst, but the big thing will be coming out into 2025, the broader kind of unlocking of the space, which I think is going to be exciting. And what has to happen now is the industry has to build with it. They have to actually go and start to develop really interesting innovations. I think what's going to happen at the sort of inflection of crypto and AI is going to be very, very unique and powerful over the next number of years.
What type of developments do you see?
Well, you think about crypto is so naturally sort of structured to work with the agencies of AI in a really deep way. When you think of what AI can do, and so tokenization is ultimately a key component of both technologies, and I think that's going to be a very powerful, call it, intersection there. And when you start to build an innovation in AI, you're going to need, call it, not traditional ways of means to do value transactions and other things. I think crypto will ultimately enable that in a much faster and better way.
What's your advice to investors who have not yet participated in cryptocurrencies? They may want to establish a position. What are your thoughts?
So we've seen in the United States a much faster adoption of this called get off zero. Like, there's a lot of people who are still like, I don't own crypto. And so people are allocating 0.5% or 1%. And they're now in the US institutions specifically are starting talking about go from 1% to 5%.
Right.
I think in Canada, we got to get to this principle of get off zero. Like this idea that, oh, I don't touch crypto. I think actually crypto should become a component of people's portfolios, but nothing more than 0.5% or 1%, and then figure out from there.